It is Sunday, December 19th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 4 best bets of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We got 3 player props and 1 spread pick coming your way. Let's do a quick recap from yesterday. We're 2-1 in the video. We added 2 plays on Twitter and in the comments down below, going 1-1. So a 3-2 day as a whole, winning back some money and continuing to improve our record. Now, if you're new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button because yesterday or a couple days ago, we passed 16,000 subscribers, and naturally, we are doing our $16,000 parlay giveaway in the NFL. Now, here it is. You can see it on the screen, and we talked about it last night in our parlays and player props video, which you should definitely check out because we're 18-6 in the last 6 weeks in those player props. So go check it out. Link is down below and at the end of the video. And as per usual, if the bet cashes, we're going to give away half the winnings to our subscribers. So all it takes is a second. Go down below, click that subscribe button, 100% free. And don't worry, if you don't mess with the NFL, do not worry. Tomorrow I got you covered because we're doing another $16,000 NBA parlay. So you'll see that in the video tomorrow. Now, if, like I said, same rules. If it cashes, half the payout goes to you guys. Now, lastly, click that like button. And if you're ever thinking about signing up for a new sportsbook, first click the link in the description, dimers.com/COS. I'll bring up a page that'll give you a bunch of exclusive sign-up bonuses like $1,000 risk-free bets, deposit matches, so on and so forth. Go check them out. And now, lastly, let's get into it. My best bet of the day, yesterday, cashed easily. Jared Allen under 12.5 rebounds. Best thing new is like 5. So today, we're not going Damian Lillard, and we're taking his under 8.5 assists, -102 on FanDuel. Now, it is sketchy to take an under in these days in the NBA, but we're going to take it here because I'm a little bit confused why this line is juiced on the over. Like -120, -125 towards the over, -102 on FanDuel towards the under. Now, Lillard as a whole averaging 7.7 assists per game, so almost 2 below this line. I mean, he needs to get 9, and he's averaging 7.7. Now, in 4 games without CJ McCollum, because that's obviously why this line is a little higher, he's had 8, 4, 10, and 6 assists. So he's only gone over in just 1 of them, gone under in 3 of the 4 games. But taking a step back even further, in his last 13 games without CJ McCollum, gone under this line in 9 of those 13 games. That's 69% of the time. Now, cashing the under, and now you look at it, and in these games, the only game he's hit this over again with CJ McCollum out, he played 47 minutes. It was an overtime game. So on the season, he's averaging 13.4 potential assists per game. But over those last 4 games without McCollum, that number is a little bit higher, 14.8. But only a 1.4 assist chances per game increase. And he still would need to cash 9 of those literally 15 to hit this over. Today, they're taking on the Grizzlies, a team that will not be without, I believe will be without John Morant today unless he suddenly gets announced in. He is currently out as I record this. But they're going to be led by Dillon Brooks, one of the better defenders in the league. Lillard did just play this team, and he only had 4 assists. It was earlier this week, and since the start of November, if you look at the people that have played the Grizzlies, only 5 players have hit this over in assists, have had 9+ assists versus the Grizzlies since November 1st. And those guys have been LeBron James, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young, Josh Hart, and Chris Paul. Dame did hit this over versus the Grizzlies earlier this season, but that was a game at home without Dillon Brooks. And over the last 15 games, Grizzlies as a whole giving up the 5th fewest assists per game to opposing teams. And heck, we just saw Lillard score 43 points, his best game of the season scoring-wise. So could we see him saying, you know what, I'm not passing today and just trying to fill it up? Yes. Now the Blazers also score 7 points per game less on the road, shoot 2% worse from the field and 6% worse from 3. All in all, in 32 career games versus the Grizzlies, averaged 6.3 assists per game over 37 minutes. In his last 25 matchups versus the Grizzlies, he's gone under 19 times, 76% of the time. I'll ride with the under in this one. Under's 8.5 assists. I think it's a little bit too high. And it's juiced on the under. Pretty good value. Now moving on to my 1 spread pick of the day. We cashed yesterday with the Celtics. Ran with the Heat. -6 versus the Pistons. -110 on DraftKings. Pistons fans are going to be fighting me in the comments because they're tired of me fading them. And can you blame me? They're 4-24 on the season. They've lost 14 straight games, and they're obviously without Jeremy Grant, arguably their best player and definitely their best defender. Now, I'm sorry. I just have to do it here. Now, of these 14 straight losses, just 4 of them have they been by 6 or less points. And the Heat have beaten the Pistons 3 straight times, including twice this season, and they've covered this line in 5 of their last 6. Well, they've beat them 5 of their last 6 games, covered in 4, pushed in 1 of those games. Now, today, yes, this is a different Heat team. They'll be without Jimmy Butler, without Bam Adebayo, and a ton of other guys, but they're getting their backups a lot of valuable minutes, and the backups are really playing well. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and among other guys, KZ Okpala, and all these guys, they're playing really well, and they're all being led by Kyle Lowry and old man Dwayne Dedmon. Now, they still got a good defense. Hopefully, we get Tyler Hero back, but still, the Pistons just lost yesterday by 11 points to the Rockets, a shorthanded team. And in 4 games this season without Jeremy Grant, they've lost by 9, 9, 12, and 18 points. The Heat are banged up, but I still think they're good enough to cover the 6 to 7 points sportsbooks are giving them. So I'll take the Heat minus the 6 points. Hopefully Kyle Lowry, hopefully Tyler Hero is back today, but regardless, I'll be riding with them tonight. Now moving on to my last 2 player props of the day. Taking the king, LeBron James, over 42.5 PRAs, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, this could be the best. It could be the worst line because FanDuel's the only one with lines out for this game. So we'll ride with it on FanDuel over 42.5 because it's 6:15. And as of 6:15 Eastern time, here are the list of players that will be out for the Lakers. Deep breath. Dwight Howard, Avery Bradley, Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, Taylor Horton Tucker, Austin Reeves, and their newest addition to the injury report, Anthony Davis, as they call him. And a lot of responsibility will be placed on Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and now, I guess, Isaiah Thomas and Carmelo Anthony. But either way, you look at this next 4 to 6 week stretch, probably without Anthony Davis, a lot's going to be on LeBron James and Russell Westbrook to hold down the fort. And I'm confident LeBron James answers the call. Now, in 3 games this season without AD, he's at 52, 44, and 50 PRAs. And this is a high number. It's 42.5, but LeBron's still certainly easily capable of hitting this. Dating back to last season, he's actually hit this over in his last 3 games, where he actually hit his over in the last 3 games without AD. So 5 of 6, well, actually 6 of 6 overall. The last 6 games without Anthony Davis, he's hit this over. Actually, he did miss 1 game. He played 11 minutes. So I'm not going to count that game. Now today he's on the road taking on the Chicago Bulls, and I will not say it, but the Chicago Bulls had an iconic player play for them a couple, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago. I'm not saying LeBron will turn it up a little bit more, but you never know. You know LeBron is an emotional guy. You know he's going to turn up when he needs to, and I think he will do just that. In his last, as a Laker, he's hit this over in 2 of 3 games. He did not hit it last game against the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. Obviously, Anthony Davis, also from Chicago, had 37 points. LeBron James didn't need to score the ball, but he will need to do that today. Now, besides that, he's hit this over in 6 of his last 8 games at Chicago, and I believe that he gets back to his aggressive ways because his shot attempts were down last game. He was in foul trouble, and they just got blown out by the Timberwolves as a whole. Should be back, and they should be able to keep this game close, especially against the banged-up Bulls team. Finally getting back some guys like DeMar DeRozan, but still they're going to be without a lot of guys. And I can just see it. LeBron James turning 37 in a couple weeks. I can see him going on a hot 4 to 5 game stretch and just seeing all the tweets and all the things on ESPN saying, look at what this guy's doing at age 36. Year 19 in the league. I can see it now, so I'll ride with the king over 42.5 PRAs. So my last player prop of the video, one of my most confident ones, Josh Hart over 23.5 PRAs, minus 118 on FanDuel, fine at 24.5 as well. Now, over the past 6 games, Hart, he's been pretty solid. And if you don't know who Hart is, which, I won't blame you, he's a New Orleans Pelicans shooting guard. And so Hart has really stepped his game up over the past 6 games, being a big-time playmaker and facilitator for this team. I love his regular lines at points, rebounds, and assists, so might as well just combine them all into one, just take the over in PRAs. Now, over his last 6 games, he's averaging 10.8 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, and 6.5 assists per game for 28.1 PRAs per game. Now, he's hit this over in 5 of 6 games. The 1 game he missed, sadly, he ended on the hook, 23 on the dot. I think he had 11, 7, and 5. So on the season, the 76, and last game he had 15 rebounds. He's trying to hit this over in just rebounds alone. And it wouldn't surprise me to see him do a similar thing today because the Sixers, on the season, giving up the most rebounds per game to opposing shooting guards at over 7.3 a game. And maybe you sprinkle on a little Josh Hart double-double. I think it's like plus 260 value. Not too bad, but we all know rebounding is Hart's bread and butter. So if you just want to go to his rebound prop, wouldn't blame me on that one. Hart, he's also been liable to knock down shots. He's actually scored double-digit points in 5 straight games. You never really know with a guy like this. He could score 5 points. He could score 15, and then it would make this a no-sweat bet. So I like Hart today. He should be taking on the 76ers, who will focus on Brandon Ingram today, trying to stop him, who's been really cooking recently. Probably chuck Matisse Thybulle on him. And hopefully we get Joel Embiid back, so this game is a good one. But either way, I like Josh Hart over 23.5 PRAs. I think we got a good chance of cashing this one, and he should be able to fill up the stat sheet in this Sunday night thriller against the 76ers. So those are my 4 plays. I'll recap them real quick, so if you're just listening, so you don't have to. You got Josh Hart over 23.5 PRAs. We got LeBron James over 42.5 PRAs. We got the Heat minus 6 points, and we got, of course, Damian Lillard under 8.5 assists as my best bet of the day. Those are my 4 plays. Like I said, $16,000 parlay giveaway is live on the NFL. Go check out the parlays and player props video. Like I said, we're on a great run, 18-6, and we already are 4-0 on the week in the NFL. So having a good run real quick right here. Real quick, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be back Monday for the NBA giveaway. Hopefully we can cook up something good because it's crazy to bet on the NBA so far this season. I don't think we will have any added plays tonight, so don't worry about those. You don't need to come back and check the pinned comment status. But either way, we'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.